안녕하세요. 림베시 싱가포르 남자입니다. 네, 안녕하세요 여러분들. 오늘 주제는요, bowing. Yes. So today I just want to teach you guys how to bow like a Korean, right? Now, bowing is such a huge part of Japanese and Korean culture. It used to be a big part of East Asian culture, which included China, but ever since the Chinese Cultural Revolution, for the past almost a century, Chinese don't really do the bowing thing except in extremely formal settings. So Chinese don't really, bowing is not a part of the daily life anymore, right? But in Korea and in Japan, bowing is still prevalent, but and especially here in Korea. I mean, I've also lived in Japan, but I not for as long as I've been here in Korea. I've been here in Korea for this is my third year. So in Japan, it's not really everyday life that people bow. It's more for more formal settings, like between like in a work setting, like in like meeting kind of thing, between more formal relationships they do the bowing, but I don't see it like it's an everyday kind of thing. But whereas here in Korea, please correct me if I'm wrong, right? But here in Korea, bowing is everyday life. So it's so important because like I really like the bowing culture here because bowing just replaces so many words. It's like, oh, thank you for giving me such great service. I really enjoyed myself and I want to be here again. But all these words just there comes out there. In just the bowing, it conveys all that emotion. So to me, bowing is very convenient. So after 3 years here, I do a lot of bowing as well, and it's very natural and it's very instinctive. Now, so I see a lot of foreigners who come to Korea. They try to bow as well, knowing that the bowing is a really big thing here in Korea. So, but I see a lot of foreigners coming to Korea and then they bow like this. 감사합니다. 감사합니다. 감사합니다, almost more than 90 degrees. Okay, now that is the Japanese bow. That is not the Korean bow. Now, a lot of foreigners, you don't know there's a difference between the Japanese bow and the Korean bow. It's actually very different. Now, as you can see, the Japanese bow looks very aggressive and very militaristic, and that's because from their very long militaristic culture. The bowing, see, the bowing is actually an expression of their overall culture. So a Japanese bow, as you can see just now, tends to be very rigid, led by the waist, hands open and clasped by the side, down 90 degrees, holding the head and the body steady. So it's a very formal and it's a bow that conveys a lot of energy. But a Korean bow is very different because Koreans coming from a more scholastic kind of culture, a Confucius scholastic culture, which is prevalent in all parts of the Korean culture, including language, including the bowing. So a Korean bow will look very soft and very gentlemanly. So you see, it's a very subtle difference. I'm not sure if you guys was able to pick up that subtlety in the feeling of the bow between the Korean and the Japanese bow. Now, very interestingly, there's also a few types of Korean bows. Okay, so let me teach you guys I would say like four main types of Korean bows that Koreans do. So it's not just one. See, like Japanese pretty much just bow. I don't know, correct me on that, but there's only just kind of like one Japanese bow, so, kind of thing, right? Hi, kind of thing, you know, like so. But a Korean bow, there's a few different kinds of Korean bows. Okay, first, it's what I call the extreme formal Korean bow, which you use when you're talking to 10 million people, when you're on the stage, when you're on TV, and you're delivering some kind of inspirational speech, or you're in a formal meeting setting, you're meeting with clients, you're meeting with superiors. Even with superiors, it's not always. It needs to be the setting. Okay, the setting needs to be very formal to use this bow, and it goes like this. See, it's almost like a Japanese bow going down to almost 90 degrees, okay? But the subtle difference is this. First of all, the Japanese bow usually opens the palm like this, so it looks very formal. But a Korean bow will relax the whole body. It needs to be very relaxed. The Japanese will hold really rigid, and I see a lot of foreigners come to Korea do this very rigid. Kamsahamnida! It's like, hi! No, it's not that. You got to first relax your body, and then because it's unnatural to hold your hand like that, so you let it curl. So it's a natural curl, and then you lead by the head. Now this is the important difference. A Japanese bow lead by the waist. So in order to lead by the waist, you have to hold your body and head rigid. Otherwise you will fall off, right? So, but a Korean bow is very relaxed, and you lead by the head. You first lower your head. Now this is a very important gesture. Now in Korean culture, lowering the head is submission. Okay, so in effect, this bow is a very formal bow, and it shows submission to whoever, the mass who is listening to you, to your superior or whatever, right? So first you roll your head. It's like rolling a kimbap. Okay, so you first roll your head down. So this is an act of submission. You turn your face down first, and then you continue to roll. So naturally your shoulders will follow, and then your body will follow, and then down to a desired angle, about 90 degrees. Okay, so it's like 감사합니다. So usually you hold for a few minutes. No, for a few seconds, not for a few minutes. Oh, for a few minutes, you become exercise. But you usually hold for a few seconds because you want your audience or your superior to acknowledge it. So, and then you hold for a few seconds, and then up. Okay. So do you see the big difference between that bow and this Japanese bow? There's a huge difference, right? But even that is extremely formal. You don't use that bow in common everyday life. In fact, if you come here like as a tourist, you don't do that at all, because when you do that, the recipient will like, whoa, what did I do to you? Like, did I save your mom or something? Like, wow, what did I do to deserve that? Wow, why are you giving me such high level of such high level of gesture or something? I don't know. My English is becoming very bad these days. So it's like, whoa, it's 부담돼. It instead of making the person happy, you're making the person feel very awkward. Like, oh, what did I ever do to deserve this? Kind of feeling. So in everyday setting, let's say this is the second kind of bow. Okay, when you're just in a convenience shop, or you're at a restaurant, you're finished eating and you just want to say thank you. Yeah, it was I had a great time and all that stuff. Okay, you will do what I call the casual bow. Now the casual bow, it doesn't matter what you do with your hand. You can even do this. Okay, but the difference between a casual bow is you don't roll your head. See, in Korean, like lowering your face is an act of submission. And in that kind of situation, you're not trying to show submission, right? You're trying to show appreciation. So you don't roll your head like this anymore. You don't roll down. No, this is very, very, very formal. So what we do is we push our hip out, relax our body, push our hip out, and then 네, 감사합니다. 네, 잘 먹겠습니다. 잘 먹겠습니다. 네. So it's like, you see or not? It's like this kind of feeling. Jerk down. It's like, it's a very relaxed movement. You can even let your hands drop like this, or even drop like this. It's fine. You don't have to hold rigid. No. A lot of foreigners come and then you hold very rigid, and a lot of foreigners don't know this thing. You pushing out the hip, like just like that. Okay. A lot of foreigners like hold their body and try to bow holding the hand rigid like this. So it looks like that. 감사합니다. 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 You see, it looks super awkward and very down. 감사합니다. There. And then the casual formal bow, just to acknowledge an order. 알겠습니다. And then the casual bow, which is just pushing the hip up. Then 감사합니다. And then the retreating bow. 감사합니다. See you guys next time. Bye.